If you're wondering why I don't talk right away, I've noticed that on some of the videos, YouTube cuts off the first little bit of what I say. So this should be enough. Welcome to another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. If you were here yesterday, I talked about chapter 5 as part of What's Your Path? And this is about karma sannyas yoga, the yoga of renouncing actions, which when Arjun hears about renouncing, he thinks it means to give up actions. But what Krishna says is you cannot relinquish that which you don't have. So whatever you want to give up, you have to first have it and own that you have it, and then you can let it go. For example, if you want to relinquish anger, and this is part of spiritual bypassing, we think, oh, we'll just join this spiritual tradition or get an initiation and all our flaws will vanish. But if you want to renounce anger first, as a human being, you have to acknowledge that you have it. Notice what it's good for, and then let it go. And then I said today we would move on to chapter 6, but I'll tease you, chapter 6 tomorrow for your path. I wanted to go back because after our time together yesterday, I thought about something that could really be impactful for the world, for your life. And it was what I mentioned at the end, which is part of the reason I'm doing this in Cleveland outdoors is because, it takes a little discomfort. I have to get out of my comfort zone to be in the wide range of weather conditions here. And it makes me feel stronger in my commitment and stronger in myself. So discomfort is hugely important on the spiritual path. And physical discomfort is one thing, but I reflected on emotional discomfort. And in our society, in the West, where I'm teaching, comfort is so emphasized, especially in marketing. Oh, chilly, turn on your heated car seats. Have your car parked in the garage hooked to your house so you never have to feel the elements, but also emotional discomfort. Stay at a resort where you won't have to worry about anything. Get the latest technology so that you feel connected to others more fully. And if that's true, you get to judge for yourself. Does technology make you feel more connected sometimes? Like I feel connected to you, but all the time? So it came to me the idea that what really is important to take away from this chapter is learning how to renounce our emotional comfort as well, even for just a few minutes a day. Because in my experience, not being willing to sit with emotional discomfort causes a lot of problems for us interpersonally, societally. So, for example, today's program is dedicated to Julie Cavnar, who is making many people uncomfortable. Good for you, girl. She has become the first primary play-by-play announcer for a Major League Baseball team. That is, when the team is playing, she's the voice. And then she has a male who's a commentator. Some people do not like this. Why? And it's okay to not like it, but if you just go, I don't like it, and that's it, what do you gain from that? You're just creating more conflict in the world. Why don't you like it? I was at a drinking establishment, a restaurant with a bar, and sitting at the bar, and this was a couple nights ago, watching the women's basketball game, college women's basketball, with a bunch of other people watching college women's basketball. And this man, a couple seats down from me, declares loudly, I don't like women's basketball. I don't like to see them being so aggressive. I was like, dude, first of all, if you're that uncomfortable, fine, but to share it with the bar is, why are you so uncomfortable with women being aggressive? And is this the same kind of person who, when they hear about women being abused or battered, goes, why don't they fight back? And coincidentally, I think the next day I was listening to a Buddhist teacher talk who said that women are supposed to be more aggressive because the female of the species generally protects the young. And I do not want to get between a mama bear and her cub a mama goose and her chick, a mama groundhog. I mean, groundhogs are what, this big? I don't want to get between that and something that's even smaller when it's a mama. No, 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 no. So, what makes women being aggressive uncomfortable, not just for men, but for women? Why do we get uncomfortable with other women being aggressive? Why are we uncomfortable at family gatherings if there's somebody there with a different political view than us, and instead of talking about it, we just sit in stony silence or shoot daggers? Why can't we be uncomfortable for a few minutes to ask someone about their opinion and simply listen? I think it's kind of culture related. We are, well, and human beings, we want to be comfortable. But when our comfort comes at the expense of peace, are we really making ourselves comfortable in the long term? Or are we just setting ourselves up for further conflict, which could escalate into war, which will make us supremely uncomfortable? So today, I'm encouraging you to think about something that makes you emotionally uncomfortable during our contemplation. And you don't have to fix it, just have to be with it. Because the more we're comfortable with being uncomfortable, the more we can actually facilitate change in the world. When we step back from our discomfort and deny it, there's no change that can happen. We don't even look at that part of ourselves. But when we can embrace it, we start to change ourselves, and we do start to change the world. So, let's see how this goes today, shall we? I'm going to step outside. And we'll start with our balance practice. Remember, now there's a difference between uncomfortable and unsafe. If the pose is unsafe for you for any reason, you can do it lying down, sitting, or you can visualize it. Chapter 6, we'll talk about that tomorrow. All right. Let's switch. All right. Shall we examine our discomfort and notice if we can sit with it for a few minutes without exploding? Let's find out. Welcome back. I hope you had a lovely contemplation. Today, I invite you to invite the universe to send you things, or at least make you aware of the situations that do cause emotional discomfort. Not because I don't like you, but because it's just a wonderful way to really get in touch with yourself. You will learn so much about yourself and the world. So it could be anything like looking in the mirror and seeing the wrinkles and looking at them instead of going, must cover up, must not look. Or my favorite, being in traffic. Anything at all. Thank you so much for being open to doing the work. And I hope that you will be back tomorrow. Until then,